Hi, this is Kanaya, and today is January 21st. So now I'm sticking with the orange. So now we're gonna talk about what is ENTJ stand for and what is it about. So it says ENTJ is an acronym that stands for extroverted, intrusive, thinking, and judging. It's a personality type and the Myers-Briggs type indicator. People with this personality type are often described as national leaders, confident and assertive. Characteristics: extroverted. They gain energy from being around others and thrive in social situations. Intrusive. They focus on ideas and concepts and values the big picture and future. Thinking. They make decisions based on logic and reason. Judging. They prefer structure and are the executive. Strategy thinking. National leadership skills. Great with people. Good at envisioning the future and love momentum. Love moment momentum 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 love momentum and accomplishments. Weaknesses: can be impatient or stubborn. Career option: business administration, hotel management, and finance. So it says, what is an ENTJ person like? People with ENTJ personality type are often confident, logical, and goal orientated. They are known for being natural leaders who were energized by working with others. Strength: national leaders. ENTJs are often confident and goal orientated. They are energized by working with others and are good at taking charge. And unethical. ENTJs are good at analyzing complex systems and making decisions based on logic. Organized. ENTJs are good at planning ahead and appreciate rules, process, and schedules. High energy. ENTJs are talkative and drive around people. Weaknesses: impatient. ENTJs can sometimes be impatient or stubborn. Critical. In the pursuit of success, ENTJs can sometimes be blunt, critical, or impatient. Less confident, less comfortable with emotions. ENTJs may be less comfortable with the emotion side of parenthood or relationship. Other characteristics: ENTJs are extroverts who gain energy by spending time around others. ENTJs are competitive, focused, and highly motivated. ENTJs are friendly and gregarious. Um, gregarious. ENTJs are ambitious, charismatic, and visionary leaders. So that's what it is. So it tells you like it can be confident, and some people often assertive, or confident, and outspoken, and 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 it is great being around people. But the bad part about it is they can be impatient or stubborn. So now I'm just like, so it's the good side and the bad side of ENTJs. So based on what was said, so it says, what are the weaknesses of ENTJs? They tend to hide their own feelings. They are prone to hiding their own emotions and sentimentally viewing it as a weaknesses that should not be made knowing to knowing to others. So let's see what is so let us see like what is the weaknesses of ENTJs and the strength and weaknesses of the ENTJ, so you guys can learn a little bit more about it. So ENTJ, the commander, extroverted, intrusive, thinking and judging, assertiveness and confident are hell marks of the ENTJ's personality type. So personality so personality is what makes us unique. But according to the Myers-Briggs type indicator, according to the Myers-Briggs type indicator, our personalities tend to fall into one of 16 distinct types. Each of these types is identified by a 4-letter acronym describing key personality traits. For the ENTJ personality type, these letters stand for extroverted, intrusive, thinking, and judging. People with this personality type are often described as assertive, confident, and outspoken. So these are the positive traits that they can describe themselves so as ENTJ. Sometimes referred to as the commander. ENTJs tend to be great with people. They have a knack for envisioning the future and place a lot of emphasis on abstract ideas when they are making decisions. You might recognize them as the national leaders who love to plan ahead. The MBTI is one of the most popular personality assessment It was developed by Isabel Myers and her mother, Catherine Briggs, and is based on Carl Jung's therapy of personality types. So it's another way, but the ENTJs is positive so far. So it's telling us like they like to be around people, they good with people, they have confidence in themselves. They describe their personality traits to who they are. So MBTI is a little different than the ENTJ. So it says at a glance, ENTJs are extroverts, which means they are ongoing and gain energy by spending time around others. They thrive in social situations and naturally tend to take charge when decisions need to be made. They are confident and self-assured, but sometimes struggle with being a little impatient or stubborn. Understanding how these traits appeared in your own life can give you insights into how your personality affects your career, relationship, and happiness. Characteristics of the ENTJ personality type. According to the according to psychologist David David Keirsey, the ENTJ Keirsey. Oh, so David Keirsey. According to psychologist David Keirsey, the ENTJ type is quite rare. According for a mere 2% of the population, they typically share a number of different strengths and weaknesses. So, you know how a person can have, so that means a person who has strengths and weaknesses are when something that they're good at and something that they need to improve. So for instance, so if you have a strength and weaknesses that you want to discuss, then you can go tell the other person, or they can go tell the other person what their strengths and weaknesses are. So it says ENTJs have many strengths, like other personality types. ENTJs have a number of important strengths, so it's great with people. People in this personality type enjoy spending time with other people. They have strong verbal skills, and interacting with others help them feel energized. Future focus. ENTJ type prefer to think about the future, and they enjoy thinking about abstract ideas. When making decisions, ENTJs place a greater emphasis on objective and logical information. Great at planning. ENTJs are planners. Making decisions and having a schedule or the course of action planned out gives them a sense of predictability and control. highly rational. They are highly rational, good at spotting problems, and excel at taking charge. These tendencies make them natural leaders who are focused on effectively solving problems. So, so they might go out of their way to help in this situation, but or their weaknesses, they like to problem solve, or maybe that they're good friends, or that they're helpful to people. So that's what their strengths are as a person, or as whatever you like to call it, ENTJs. So it says, but they also have some weaknesses. Like other personality traits, ENTJs also have the trait that can be challenges at times. Trouble focusing on details because because they are so focused on the future, they often lose sight of what's happening in the here and now. While they love abstract concepts, they tend to feel bored if they have to focus on a lot of concentrate detailed information. Try to ignore other people's emotions, personal feelings, and the emotion of others. Tend not to factor much into their choices. ENTJs are not necessarily good with emotions, but that does not mean they are intentionally cruel. Try to hide their own feelings. They are prone to hiding their own emotions and sentimentally viewing it as a weaknesses that should not be made known to others. So strengths are strong. They have strong leadership skills. They self-assured. They well organized. They good at making decisions. They assertive and outspoken, and they have strong communication skills. So their weakness could be they're impatient, they're stubborn, insensitive, aggressive, intolerant. Understanding the Cognitive means relating to conscious mental activities like thinking, learning, and remembering. Cognitive Cognitive process including attentive, memory, language, and decision making. So cognitive cognitive understanding the cognitive functions of ENTJs based upon the Jungian personality theory. The MBTI suggests that personality is composed of several different cognitive functions. These functions can be focused primarily outwarded, extroverted, or inward introverted. Each function relates to how many people perceive the world and make decisions. The dominant functions is the most prominent aspect of personality, while the auxiliary function plays a supporting role. The the tertiary, the tertiary, 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 tertiary. The tertiary function has a weaker influence but can become more apparent when a person is under stress. The inferior function is primarily unconscious and is often a point of weaknesses. Develop this aspect can help people form a more balanced personality. Dominant. Extroverted thinking. This is an ENTJ prefer function and is expressed through the way they make decisions and judgments. ENTJs tend to speak first without listening, making snap judgment before really taking in all the information about a situation. While they tend to snap judgments, they are also very rational and objective. They are focused on imposing order and standards on the world around them. Setting measurable goals is important. Auxiliary. Introverted intrusion. The auxiliary function helps balance a person's personality. Using the dominant function all the time would lead to a one-dimensional personality. The dominant function does act as the primary driver of personality, but the auxiliary function is there to offer support. People with this personality type are future focused and always consider the possibilities when approaching a decision. ENTJs are forward thinking and are not afraid of change. They trust their instincts, although they tend to regret jumping to conclusions so quickly. Tertiary. Extroverted sensing. The tertiary function in personality act as a background support, although it is less prominent than the dominant and auxiliary function. This cognitive function gives ENTJs an appetite for adventure. They enjoy novel experience and may sometimes engage in thrill-seeking behaviors. Because of their outward sensory focus, they also have an appreciation for beautiful things in life. They often enjoy surrounding themselves with things that they found attractive or interesting. Inferior. Introverted feeling. The interfere function is the weakest part of your personality. That means that it is frequently one of your biggest challenges. Introverted feeling is centered on internal feelings and values. Emotions can be difficult areas for ENTJs, and they often lack an understanding of how this part of their personality contributes to their decision-making process. When this aspect of personality is weak, ENTJs feel uncomfortable or awkward in settings where an emotional response is required. So ENTJs, you might know, Franklin D. Roosevelt, U.S. President, Bill Gates, Microsoft founder, Vince Lombardi, football coach, Carl Sagan, astronomer, Lex Luthor, Superman character, personal relationship with ENTJs. I keep saying that. I don't know what so special about ENTJs. I know they have personality traits or positive personality traits and negative traits. And they have strengths and weaknesses in both sides of ENTJs. I don't know. I've learned so much about it. Like sometimes, people can be, they make good decisions. They think. They have communication skills. They have a lot. They have big, positive personality, but the weaknesses are they're impatient or stubborn. Since ENTJs are extroverts, they gain energy from socializing, unlike introverts, who expend energy in social situations. They love having passionate and lively conversations and debates. In some cases, other people tend to feel intimidated by the ENTJ's confident and strong verbal skills. When they have a good idea, people with this personality type feel compelled to share their point of view with others. So ENTJs can relate to confidence or personality traits or their or like see what their strengths and their weaknesses are. So despite their verbal abilities, ENTJs are not always good at understanding other people's emotions. Expressing emotions can be difficult for them at times, and their tendency to get into debates can make them seem aggressive, argumentative, and confrontational. People can overcome this problem by making a conscious effort to think about how other people might be feeling. They may struggle to understand or get along with more sensitive personality types. While they are extroverts, they are not emotionally expressive, and other people may see them as insensitive. Subtypes: ENTJs minus T versus ENTJ minus A. ENTJs can be further characterized. ENTJ minus T, the turbulent commander, seeks validation and attention, tends towards anger and jealousy, emotionally driven, more sensitive, sentimental, and affectionate than ENTJ minus A. ENTJ minus A, the assertive commander, confident, assumes others, acceptance, less emotionally reactive, handles stress and negativity well. Career path for ENTJs. Thanks to their comfort in the spotlight, ability to communicate, and a tendency to make quick decisions, ENTJs tend to naturally fall into leadership roles. These individuals sometimes find themselves taking control of a group without really knowing how they came to be such a precision. Because of their love for structure and order, the ENTJ is also good at supervising and directing others and helping groups complete tasks and achieving goals. They can quickly see what needs to be accomplished, develop a plan of action, and assign roles to group members. ENTJs do best in careers where there's a lot of structure, but plenty of room for variety. Jobs that allows them to meet and interact with lots of different people are ideal. People with this type bring a lot of desirable skill to the table, including excellent leadership and communication skills, a hard working attitude, and ability to plan for the future. Popular ENT Popular ENTJ careers: human research manager, company CEO or manager, a lawyer, scientist, software developer, software developer, business analysis, and entrepreneur, university professor. So, tips for interacting with ENTJs. Knowing more about how to interact with ENTJ can help your relationship running smoothly with fewer conflicts. How you respond to an ENTJ can develop on the nature of your relationship. For example, you will communicate with them differently if they are your partner versus a coworker. Here are some tips that can help you navigate different types of ENTJ relationship. Friendship. ENTJ are social people and love encourage conversation. While they can seem argumentative and confrontational at times, just remember that this is a part of their community style. Try not to take it personally. They tend to have the easiest friendship with people who share interests and views, and may struggle to understand people who are very introverted, sensitive, or emotional. Parenting. Parents of ENTJ children should recognize that their child is independent and intellectual and intellectually curious. You can help your child by allowing them to their pursue their curiosity in in tech in tech intellectual intellectually and curiosity intellectuality. Curiosity. So, parenting. Parents of ENTJ children should recognize that their child is independent and intellectually curious. You can help your child by allowing them to pursue their curiosity. Understand that your child will often need your reasonings explained to understand why certain rules need to be followed. You can also help your child develop their emotional understandings by talking openly about feelings. Point out how people might feel about different experiences so that your ENTJ child can learn to better interpret both their own emotions and those of others. Relationship. An ENTJ partner can often seem quite dominating in a relationship because dealing with emotions does not come naturally to them. They may seem insensitive to their partner's feelings. It is important to remember that this does not mean that ENTJs don't have feelings. They just need to feel completely comfortable in order to show their emotions. They are very committing. They are very committing to making relationship works and always looking for ways that they can improve their relationship. If you have an issue with your partner, be upfront and honest. Your partner would rather hear the truth than try to guess your feelings. Takeaways. It's important to remember that while ENTJs share many common traits, each person is unique. That means that how their personality is expressed may vary. Learning more about your own personality type can help you better understand your strengths and weaknesses. In doing so, you better be prepared to maximize your strengths and cope with your challenges. So, you don't have to do this part because we just discussed it, what our strengths and weaknesses are as a person. So let's see what type of parenting that they might do, that they might have in there. So sometimes they might do gentle parenting or maybe harsh parenting. So let's look up gentle. Well, before we go to that, let's see some examples of ENTJs. Even though I explained a lot about it, which you guys learned so much about this so far. So examples of people with ENTJ's personality type including Steve Jobs and Yagami. So let's see, pronounce Yagamic. Examples of people with ENTJs is the personality type including Steve Jobs and Yagamic. So what's these two are examples? Now let's look up gentle parenting. Because some people might do gentle parenting or some people be harsh with their child. Telling them, oh, you have to do this, and some parents can be gaslighting their child. So sometimes gentle parenting might help, but it doesn't help with all parents. Some parents is like, oh, they got a little crazy. So let's see what gentle parenting does. Or let me see. So it says there are several types of parenting styles, including authoritarian, permissive, author. Let's see, because authoritarian, authoritarian, authoritarian. There are several types of parenting styles, including authoritarian, permissive, authoritarianism, authoritarian. Oh my god, bro. This was kind of tongue twister. Authoritarianism. Oh my god. authoritative, uninvolved, and attachment parenting. Authoritarian parenting. Authoritarian parenting. Parents set strict rules and high expectation. Parents may respond with criticism, anger, or punishment if a child disappoints them. This style is often described as tough love. So you know what tough love is? So tough love is a way of expressing affection through physical contact. People with this love language prefer to receive love through physical touch over ways such as gift or verbal compliments. What does it mean? So it says authoritarian parenting. So tough love. So tough love is a way of expressing affection through physical contact. People with this love language prefer to receive love through physical touch over other ways, such as gift or verbal compliments. What it means: people with a physical touch love language enjoys being touched or held. They may feel safe and loved when they receive physical affection. They may prefer to express love through physical touch. They may appreciate physical touch from friends and family as well as romantic partners. Examples of physical touch: holding hands, hugging, cuddling, a pat on the back, a touch on the arms, a kiss, a message, hair combing, foot rubs. Why is it important? Non-sexual physical touch can straighten relationship. It shows a partner that you love them for more than just their body. It can help deepen a romantic relationship. How to express it: sit close to your partner, link arms with your partner, hold your partner's hand, kiss your partner on the cheek, forehead, or back of their hand, rub your fingers together through your partner's hair, take a shower with your partner, which some people don't like to do that. They prefer to take showers on their own. So that's part of the situation why they might not let people take showers together. So let's go to the next one. Let's see. Permissive parenting. Parents are warm and nurturing, but have few rules or expectations for their children. So authoritative parenting. Parents set clear rules. Parents set clear rules and expectations, but are also responsive, nurturing, and open to communication. This type is a balance between being firm and loving. Uninvolved parenting. Parents provide basic needs like food, clothing, and shelter, but don't set expectations for social or academic behavior. This style is also known as neglectful parenting. Attachment parenting. Parents have an emotional bond with their children and try to be present with them most of the time. So you think this type of parenting will affect the children's? Less likely. Do you think this type of parenting will affect the children? Let's see. Let's see what neglectful parenting does. Because some parents don't even care if their children have stuff, or some parents that can't afford to buy their child something because they don't have the money for it. They don't have the money to try to get them help that they need. So it says neglectful parenting is a parenting style that lacks parental interest and responsiveness to a child. It can be considered a form of child abuse. Signs of neglectful parenting. Parents don't interact with their children much. Parents don't attend their children's activities. Parents don't strive for emotional connection with their children. Children are dirty, smelly, or hungry. Children have unwashed clothes or the wrong clothing. Infants have frequent and untreated diaper rash. Effects of neglectful parenting. Children may have low self-esteem. Children may have difficulties forming and maintaining relationships. Children might have trouble with learning, problem solving, and relationship. Children may become depressed. Children may develop hyper-independence as adults. So the children could be having autism or something. So that's what effects of neglectful, that's what effects of children are. So but even though the parents doesn't understand how it affects the children, so as parents, you're supposed to take care of your child and require your child's needs, your wants and needs. Because you can't sit and be neglectful to your child and don't provide them their wants and needs. So if you don't take care of your children, and your children need something and you choosing not to take care of them, the part of it is they either go get help from a therapist, or they might have to call CPS on you for neglecting your child, not taking care of them, and don't spend that much time with them because you're neglecting your child, which the child needs the attention from parents. Parents just can't say, oh, I can't pay attention to my child, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. That's excuses that's being made. So it says, what is an example of neglectful parenting? Neglectful parents exhibit a lack of interest in their children's life. Parents rarely spend time with their children or connect with them emotionally, letting their children do whatever they want with minimal guidance or boundaries. This is little to no nurturing, support, or expectations. So, if you want to be neglectful to your child, then then the child is not going to be all yours, or the child is not going to want to be around. So I know it is not easy to take care of a child. Taking care of a child is hard, but you don't have to be neglectful. You can be a nice little parent and take care of her. So now we talked about the examples of neglectful parents. So now we want to ask, how does uninvolved parenting style affect children? They don't invest time in fulfilling the basic needs of the children. They lack knowledge about the children's development and are at least concerned about their physical and emotional needs. Effects on kids. Children uninvolved parents often struggle with self-esteem issues and have impulsive behavior. What is indifferent parenting styles? Indifferent parents are described as neither demanding nor respond to the child. They engage in fewer positive interactions with children, less overall interactions, and more intensive interactions. Again, guys, I know taking care of a child is hard, but we don't want to neglect our children. So, our children is important, and it's important to take care of them. So it says, what is the difference between permissive parenting and neglectful parenting? Neglectful parenting and permissive parenting are both low the X's involving caring about behavior. So the difference between the two is permissive parents hide the caring about their kids' feelings. Permissive parents hide the caring about the kids' feelings and individually. Neglect parents don't care about their kids' feelings and individuality. Individually. So what if you do if if you're the child and she's the mother, so how to deal with how to deal with a neglectful mother? Deal that's that doesn't take care of you, and that doesn't provide you with wants and needs. So it says dealing with a neglectful mother can involve setting boundaries, practicing self-care, and seeking professional support. Set boundaries, acknowledging your feelings. Accept that's okay to have feelings towards your mother, and don't judge yourself for them. Consider your mother's type. Think about whether she seemed to hurt you intentionally or if she's unaware of your feelings. Build boundaries. Use this information to build boundaries that protect yourself. Practice self-care. Learn to practice self-soothe. Find ways to soothe yourself when you're feeling upset. Practice grounding techniques. Use techniques to stay present and regulate your emotions. Set up a support system. Find people who are emotionally available and can support you. Seek professional support. Consider therapy. Talk therapy, cognitive behavior therapy, or eye moment distanciation and repercussion can help. Find a trained therapist. A therapist can help you correct emotions through open conversations. So, so, I should say was when you have neglectful parents that doesn't take care of you, and it's hard to deal with them, then you could find a therapy that can help them to solve their problems, and you can tell why are their parents, or they can tell why their parents are so neglectful, or why do parents won't do anything for their child. So it's kind of hard for a child, and I know this could be tough, but I'm gonna tell you why the reason that neglectful parenting won't do anything for their children, because more likely or not, that's their child, and their child is more important. And in things like that, you're supposed to be a mother. You're supposed to take care of them and make sure they have everything that they needed or wanted. Can't be neglectful to people and think that's supposed to be acceptable. No, that's a no-no to parents. So it says neglectful parenting won't do anything for a child because it lacks the necessarily emotional support, guidance, and attention required for healthy development. Leaving children feeling unloved, insecure, and potentially struggling with social, emotional, and academic challenges due to the lack of basic needs being met by their parents. Essentially, neglecting a child's needs hinders their ability to strive and grow into well-adjusted adults. Key reasons why neglectful parents is detrimental. Did I say the word right? Detrimental? Let me just see. Detrimental. I said the word right. Detrimental. Detrimental. Key reasons why neglectful parenting is detrimental. Lack of emotional connections. Neglectful parents often fail to provide warmth, affection, and positive reinforcement, leaving children feeling emotionally detached and with low self-esteem. Inadequate supervision and guidance. These parents may not set clear rules or expectations, leading to behavioral problems and difficulty learning appropriate social skills. Unmet basic needs. Neglect can manifest in not providing for essential needs like food, clothing, shelter, or health care. Impact on cognitive development. Without proper stimulation and interactions, a child's cognitive development can be negatively affected. Mental health concerns. Children raised in neglectful environments are at higher risk of developing anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. Social difficulties. Due to the lack of positive social interactions at home, children might struggle to build healthy relationships with peers. Potential costs of neglectful parenting. Mental health issues, depression, anxiety, or substance abuse can significantly impair a parent's ability to care for their child. Own childhood experience. Parents who were neglected themselves may perpetuate per, per, perpetu, perpetuate. Let's see. Perpetuate. So parents who were neglected themselves may perpetuate the cycle by not knowing how to parent differently. Extreme stress and poverty, overwhelming life circumstances like financial hardship or chronic stress can lead to neglectful parenting. So some of the common reasons include parents who neglect their children may come from a family in which they were neglected. These individuals will not understand or know how to care for their children. Alternatively, if a parent had to rely on themselves as a child, they may feel that their child can do so as well. So now the parents in the situation, the parents are neglecting their children for whatever reason or whatever they reason to do so. So let's see if a therapist will help a neglectful parenting. So how do a therapist help a neglectful parent? So a therapist can help a neglectful parent by exploring the root cause of their neglectful behavior, increasing their self-awareness, providing strategies to improve their parenting skills, and potentially facilitating family therapy to address issues within the family dynamic, ultimately aiming to help the parent become more actively involved and responsive to their child's needs. Key ways a therapist can assist a neglectful parent. Uncovering underlying issues. Through therapy, the parent can explore their own childhood experience, trauma, mental health concerns, or other factors that might be contributing to their neglectful parenting style. Development self-aware. Therapists can help parents identify their emotions through patterns and behaviors that lead to neglect, allowing them to recognize areas needing improvements. Building parenting skills. Therapists can provide practical strategies and techniques to foster positive parent-child interactions, including effectively communications, setting boundaries, and providing emotional support. Addressing coping mechanism. If the parent is using unhealthy coping mechanism to deal with stress, therapy can help them develop healthier strategies to manage their emotions. Family therapy involvement. In many cases, a therapist may recommend family therapy sections to address the impact of neglect on the child and improve communication within the family unit. Important consideration. Motivation and commitment. For therapy to be effective, the neglectful parent needs to be motivating. The neglectful parent needs to be motivated to change and willing to actively participate in the process. Child safety concerns. If a child is at immediate risk of harm due to neglect, Child Protective Service may need to be involved alongside therapy. Different therapeutic approaches. Depending on the parent's needs, the therapist may utilize various techniques like cognitive behavior therapy, trauma-focused therapy, or attachment-based therapists. So, they might help neglectful parents get the child needs ready. So a therapist will help the neglectful parenting. So it says, what can you say to a neglectful parent? So it says, when addressing a neglectful parent, it's critical to be direct yet respectful by expressing your concerns about their behavior and how it affects you, while also emphasizing the importance of change and offering support to seek help if needed. Phrases like, I feel like my needs are not being met. I'm worrying about the impact of this on my well-being. Or have you considered talking to a professional about this? Can be effective. Key points to remember. Focus on I statements. Instead of blaming, describe how their actions make you feel. Like, when you don't attend my school events, I feel like I'm not important to you. Be specific. Clearly outline the concerning behaviors you're experiencing. Avoid vague execution. Express your needs. Clearly state what you need from them to feel supported and cared for. Offer solutions. Suggest potential ways they can improve, like attending parenting classes or seeking personal help. Like parenting classes can help too, or professional help. So these are many solutions. Because depending on what they're going through, they're gonna need help. So on this neglectful parenting. So example phrases can be like, I've been feeling really alone lately because I don't feel like you're emotionally available to me. It's important to me that you are more present in my life and more actively involved in my day-to-day activities. I'm concerned about how this behavior is affecting my development, and I would like to discuss ways to improve our relationship. Have you considered talking to a therapist or a counselor to better understand how to support me? So they might say, sorry, my apologies, I'm gonna work on my neglected issues. So it says important considerations. Choose the right time and place. Find a calm moment where you can have a private conversation without distractions. Be prepared for emotional reactions. Understand that your parent might become defensive, so remain calm and focus on your message. Seek extra support. If the situation remains unaddressed or worsens, consider reaching out to a trusted family member, counselor, or social service for further guidance. So let's see, what would a neglectful parent would say to you if you were to address the issue. So now things could be different or things could be the same. Neglectful parent say to a so a neglectful parent might say, well, a neglectful parent might say things to a child like that, to a child that dismiss their feelings, minimize their needs, or indicate a lack of interest in their well-being, such as, you're being dramatic, get over it, you should be able to handle this on your own, I'm too busy to deal with this, don't bother me, or you're just asking for attention. So your child will just say, you're not giving her the support that you need, and you gaslighting her and saying, you're just being dramatic, just get over it, you should be able to handle this on your own, I'm too busy to deal with this, don't bother me, or you're just asking for attention. So that means you're dismissing the child's feelings because you're saying those words to hurt the child's feelings, and the child feel like you're not giving the child enough respect of the situation. So now what the parent should do is to go get help from a therapist. So it says, key characteristic of neglectful parent phrases. Dismissive of emotions. That's not a big deal. Stop whining. You're overreacting. Lack of engagement. Can't you see I'm busy? Go play by yourself. Figure it out. Shifting blaming. You're just making this up. Why are you always complaining? You're the problem. Ignoring needs. I don't have time for this. You should know better. What do you want from me? So that means you're gaslighting your child, and you're not really showing support so that means you're not really showing support for your child, and your child needs you and wants you to be around her, wants you to be around the child, and you're just dismissive, or you're just little mean and a little insultive. So you think saying this to a child will help the situation or make the child feel better? in this situation, because you can't so that means you're just pushing the blame to your child, and your child is more important to the family. So now, important to remember, these phrases can incredibly damaging to a child's emotional development. Even if it's not intended to be hurtful, neglectful parents may not always be aware of their behavior and the impact it has on their children. You are a child experiencing neglectful parenting. It's crucial to seek support from trusted adults or professionals. So, they might say, you, as a parent, should support your child and give your child the support that she needs, or providing their needs to giving their child their needs. So it says, how do clients address neglectful parent to therapists? So when addressing a neglectful parent to a therapist, a client should focus on describing specific experience of neglect, using I statements to express their feelings and avoid blaming or judging the parent. Instead, focus on the impact of their actions on the client's emotions and well-being. It is important to open and honest while acknowledging the sensitive nature of the topic and allowing the therapist to guide the conversation. Key points to remember. Be specific. Don't just say, my parents were neglectful. Instead, provide concrete examples like, when I was sick, my mom really checked on me, or I often felt like my needs were not important to my dad. And use I statements. Instead of saying, you never listened to me, say, when I tried to talk about my problems, I felt like you weren't really hearing me. Focus on emotions. Describe how the neglect made you feel using words like lonely, unseen, unloved, insecure, or abandoned. Avoid blame or judgment. When expressing your feelings, try to avoid accusing or criticizing your parent, as this can hinder the therapeutic process. Share your needs. Talk about what you wish your parent had done differently to feel supported and cared for. So it says, examples of how to address a neglectful parent to a therapist. Growing up, they often felt like their emotional needs were not important to their mom. When they tried to talk about their problems, she would often dismiss them or change the subject, which made them feel really alone and like they couldn't rely on her for support. This left them feeling anxious and unsure of how to express their emotions healthily. Important consideration. Talk about neglect can be emotionally difficult, so allow yourself to feel emotions. Allow yourself to feel your emotions and share them with your therapist. Trust your therapist. A good therapist will create a safe space for you to explore these sensitive topics and help you process your experience. Seek further support if needed. if you are struggling to cope with the effect of neglect, your therapist may recommend additional interventions like family therapy or support groups. So now, once they address the neglectful parenting, now let's see so now let's see so now what do the therapists say? Therapists say to the neglectful parent. So now here goes the therapist. So here's the therapist talking, right? So it says, when addressing a neglectful parent in therapy, a therapist would typically use a calm, no judgment tone, focus on the specific observational behaviors and their impact on the child, while offering support and education about parenting strategies, rather than directly accusing or blaming them. The goal is to encourage self-awareness and motivate positive change in parenting practices. Key points to remember when speaking to a neglectful parent. Focus on the child's needs. Highlight how the observed neglectful behaviors are affecting the children's development and well-being, not just stating personal options. Use I statements. I've noticed that blank specific behavior seems to be happening frequently, and it might be impacting the child's name in this way. Ask open-ended questions. Can you tell me a little bit more about your perspective or a blank situation to encourage reflection and understanding? Validate their feelings. Acknowledge that parenting can be challenging and offer empathy for any difficulties they might be facing. Educate about parenting skills. Provide information about healthy parenting practices and strategies to address observed issues. Set clear goals and expectations. Collaboratively create achievable goals for improvement. Discuss the steps they can take to reach them. Important points to avoid. Phrases like "you're a bad parent" can be highly defensive and hinder progress. Shame or guilt tripping. Avoid using language that make the parent feel attacked or responsible for the child's issues without providing solutions. Overly critical language. Focus on specific behaviors instead of making sweeping generalizations about their parenting style. So, as a therapist, a therapist should help the parent get back on track. But you can't be defensive or use awful words to hurt the parent's feelings. So what I suggest is we practice parenting skills as opposed to neglecting them. So some clients sometimes they can come off aggressive to the therapist cause they try to help you to get a better life and you're just getting all aggressive to them. So it's not like you can't get help because of that, but you're gonna have to get help either way because you're neglecting your child and you don't know what is going to affect the child. So it says, what do the I got the wrong question. What? So it says, what the neglectful parenting might say to the therapist. So it says, a neglectful parenting might speak aggressively to a therapist by expressing defensiveness, blaming the child for their neglect, minimizing their actions, dismissing the therapist's concerns, and using phrases like, I'm not as bad as you think, they just being dramatic, or I do the best I can, it's not my fault. So that means you had an attitude with the therapist when they try to help you get a better life, and you just came off with an attitude. So how does that impact on the situation? So let's think for a second. So you're the therapist and you're going out of your way to help them with their problems and to get a better life, and they just came off with an attitude. So how would you address that situation? So what I suggest you do is take deep breaths for a second. So now what they might do, so some people might be on denial or something like that. So it says, key characteristics of an aggressive, neglectful parenting communication with a therapist: denial and minimization. I'm not neglecting them, I just have a busy life. Or they're getting enough attention, but they just want more. Victim mentality. I'm the one who's struggling here. Nobody understands what I go through. Shift and blame. They're the ones causing problems. They just so demanding. Anger and hostility. Why are you trying to make me look like why are you trying to make me like a bad parent? Or you don't know my situation, so don't judge me. Interruptions and dismissiveness. Talking over the therapist, not taking over their concerns seriously or rolling your eyes. Key points to remember. Stay calm and professional. A therapist should remain calm and avoid getting drawn into parents' aggression. Focus on facts and observations. Parent concrete examples of neglectful behavior to avoid getting caught up in arguments. Set boundaries. Clearly outline the expectation of therapy section and address any aggressive behavior directly. Validate the parent's feelings while addressing their behavior. Acknowledge their struggles while emphasizing the impact of their actions on the child. So it says, so now the neglectful parent got so aggressive to the therapist, and the therapist don't even realize that what they came off was so now what they came off with, the way that they came off was so aggressive to the angry, neglectful parent. So when dressing an angry and neglectful parent as a therapist, the key is to remain calm, validate their feelings while acknowledge the impact of their behavior, and focus on misunderstanding the underlying reasons for their actions. Often using phrases like, "It sounds like you're feeling frustrated," or "Can you tell me more about what happened that led to the situation?" while gently guiding them towards taking responsibility and exploring healthier coping mechanisms. Key points to remember. Validate their emotions. It's understandable that you're feeling angry and overwhelmed. Reflect their concerns. You mentioned feeling like you're not doing enough for your child. Can you tell me more about that? Focus on behavior, not character. Ask open. So, let's see. Focus. So, when you neglect your child's needs, focus on behavior, not character. When you neglect your child's needs, it can have a significant impact on their development. Ask an open-ended questions. What are some challenges you face in providing constant care for your child? Offer support and resources. So let's answer, what are your challenges and you face in providing constant care for your child? So let's say examples they might answer for this question. So they might be going through stress or life. So the most challenging aspect of working with children is, so it says, what challenge do you face working with children? So maybe the most challenging aspect of working with children is often managing their energy, attention spans, and emotional needs. So they might answer some questions, or so it says, offer support and resources. There are strategies and support system available to help you manage your stress and provide better care for your child. Important things to avoid: being judgmental or excatory. You're a terrible parent. Taking sides with the child. Your child is right to be upset with you. Minimizing their concern. It's not a big deal. Giving false reassurance. Everything will be fine. Examples, phrases to use. Can you share with me what happened that led to this outburst? It sounds like you're feeling a lot of pressure right now. How are you managing that? How do you think your actions are affecting the child? Let's explore some ways you can better meet your child's needs. So, because it is not a good thing. It's not a good thing to neglect your child. So it says, how do you think your actions are affecting your child? Is a question designed to encourage a parent to reflect on how their behavior, both positive and negative, might be influence their child's development, including their emotional well-being, social skills, and overall behavior, prompting them to consider they are modeling the kind of behavior they want their child to emulate. So 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 key points to consider when answering this question. Positive impact. Do you regularly praise your child's achievement? Do you show empathy and support when they are struggling? Are you constant with setting clear boundaries and expectations? Negative impact. They might ask, do you often yell or criticize your child? Do you want to engage in arguments or conflicts in front of them? Do you neglect their needs or show a lack of interest in their activities? Modern behavior. Children learn by observing, so consider whether your actions are demonstrating the qualities you want for your child to develop, like kindness, respect, and responsibilities. So example responses, they might say they think their patience and positive reinforcement when they're trying new things is helping them feel confident and explore and learn. Sometimes when they stress, they might get short-tempered, or they worry that might make them feel acknowledged and acknowledge obnoxious. They try to be more mindful of how I talk to others. They try to be more mindful of how they talk to others around them, so they can see respectful communication modeled. So, important aspect of this question. Self-reflection. This question encourages parents to take a moment to honestly assess their own parenting practices. Open communications. It can open up a conversation about concerns regarding a child's behavior and potential ways to improve. Positive change. By reflecting on their actions, parents can identify areas where they might need to make adjustments to positively impact their child's development. So they might answer this question. So once they help that parent out and the parent starts to calm down, so when a child is feeling neglected, so a therapist might say, or a therapist speaking to a neglected child would likely focus on validation, reassurance, and building a safe space by saying things like, it's okay to feel how you feel, you are not alone, what happened to you was not your fault, and I'm here to listen to you and believe you. Key points a therapist might emphasize. Acknowledging their feelings. It sounds like you felt really lonely when no one was paying attention to you. Emphasizing their worth. You are important and deserve to be cared for. Normalizing their experience. Many kids feel this way when they don't get enough attention. So once they just told you when they go into a challenge where like minimizing their feelings, or when you normalize their feelings and they tell you everything that was going on in this situation, so you as a therapist would normalize their feelings, and you can say like many kids feel this way when they don't get enough attention. Building trust. I'm here to support you and help you through this. Given agency, you can talk about how you're feeling and what you need. Important aspects to avoid. Blaming a child. You must have done something wrong to make them not pay attention. Minimize their feelings. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Making promises they can't keep. Everything will be perfect now. to because that's a good word so far. Normalize their feelings. So let's see what does normalize their feelings is. So normalize their feelings means to reassure someone that their emotions are common and understandable in their situation, essentially letting them know that they are not alone and feeling the way they do, and that their feelings are a normal response to the circumstances. It does not mean minimizing or dismissing the emotions, but rather placing them within a relatable context where others might experience similar feelings. So let's go to gentle parenting. So gentle parenting is a parenting style that emphasizes empathy, respect, and understanding. It is a type of authoritative. So is a type of authoritative parenting, which means parents are supportive and nurturing while also setting clear boundaries. So what are the goals of gentle parenting? Build emotional intelligence. Gentle parenting helps children develop self-regulation skills and understand the consequences of their actions. Create a safe environment. Gentle parenting aims to create a nurturing environment that meets children's emotional needs. Raise confident children. Gentle parenting aims to raise children we are confident, independent, and happy. How does gentle parenting work? Encourage a partnership. Gentle parenting encourages parents and children to work together to make choices based on their internal willingness. Be aware of your behavior. Gentle parenting encourages parents to be aware of the behavior they model for their children. Focus on age-appropriate development. Gentle parenting focuses on helping children develop at the right age. How can you practice gentle parenting? So the same thing with neglecting parenting. So to be better, for the neglectful parent to be better to do gentle parenting, you set clear and constant boundaries. Be compassionate and understanding. Accept your child as a whole person. Use positive discipline and teach instead of punishing. So that's many ways you can do as a parent to support your child. So that's it for this video. So I hope you like, subscribe, and comment down below on my YouTube video. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned for another video. Peace. Oh, here's the blanket. So now the blanket. So you see this blanket? Now it's coming out long. See, I'm so happy how the blanket turned out. So have a good night, everyone, and I'll see you on my next video. Thanks.